Hi everyone, welcome to 150 hours of chess. Today is 18. I've learned French defense for the last few days, and it seems like that is not that popular, at least for the very beginner level, around 500 ELO, that I haven't actually came across as many as I thought. Um, and even though I've tried to play French as black, but a few um, situation that I came across that people play Queen's pawn push opening. So I thought, well, for the whole time that I've tried Sicilian and French as black, that I play Italian as white, maybe I will learn something different for white as well. So I can start to try other things as white as well. I think there are two on my mind. One is Scottish, and the other one is London system. Because one of the comments that I got from YouTube mentioned that London system is a quite nice positioned, beginner friendly for the people around my ELO to start with. Um, but also, when I took a look, it seems like Scottish is quite good for tactical growth. So I might take a look of both and then choose one to learn for the near future. Um, and today I will still try to do some puzzles and then play some games. I reckon now I will try to stick to 10 minutes because 15 minutes feels long um, after I am more getting used to um, the opening that I see. Um, and I will try to play the new white that I've learned, either London system or the Scottish as white, and then I will still try to play French when I'm black. If I can't, I will go with whatever my opponent play. Ooh, um, Scottish game. Okay, King's Opening, Night Out. That is still similar to Italian. So instead of bishop out, they push the center pawn. That is the Scottish. And the London system is okay, okay, that's interesting. It pushed the queen's pawn and then knight out. Okay, it's interesting because it's sort of opposite of the Italian because Italian is um king's pawn out after they push the king's pawn. White push the knight to f3, attacking their center pawn, and then knight out, and then get the bishop out this way, and then prepare for king castle. But the London system used the queen's push. I reckon I'll learn London system. Okay. That's a lot of steps in. Is this the main line? Okay, it is the main line. Okay, do they do knight first rather than the do they do bishop out first rather than the knight? The main line is different from from the London system. I don't quite understand. I thought the main line should be like built on top of the London system. Anyway, um, I think my first question is that why this night out? Um, because like the knight is protecting. Why it don't immediately attack my opponent? Um, let me check. Okay, they give me the mainland line. Compared to e4 opening, d4 is usually slower and more positional. And then black take the center as well. Will the knight f3 prepare for kingside castle? Support d4. I guess my question is that why knight f3 rather than knight c3? Why want to keep the c-file pawn flexible? And why c-file pawn flexible is important? Because c3 could support the d4. It have the center flexibility. Create the classic London pawns triangle. C3, D4, E3. C3, D4, E3. This just seems more tactical and less classical. Okay, okay. Yeah, I was just trying to read why do they do f3 rather than c3 because it seems like c3 immediately attack the black, um, which is more, I don't know. I guess in my opinion, white have slight advantage in the opening and then it can immediately attack. But let's say if I do get the knight out, I can't actually attack here because they have a protector, and then if I take, I'll lose my knight. Um, And also, I might come across this. Um, but what ChatGPT said is like, if I do knight c3, that would block the pawn to go up, and then that would limited um like the it's important to build a pawn line this way and this way, and if I do the knight here, that sort of like limited the move, and with the knight goes here, that's also that's also like leave more flexibility. Well, I guess if here is blocked, then if I develop my knight would have to go here, and that would be after the bishop develop. Otherwise, it will be the bishop will be sort of blocked. Um, so after the knight out, they get the knight, like the same knight out as well, protecting a different center, like controlling different center than I do. I got the bishop out next, and that is the linear system. With the main line that I saw here, that what they do is after the pawn, they immediately get the bishop out, and then push the pawn here to support it. They push the pawn on the c file, start to attack the center. Do I take or support? I support. That is two attacker on the same square. Why don't I develop the knight here? Because if they take, I take, then I guess my knight could take. Okay. And now I develop my knight. They attacking my bishop, and I drop my bishop back rather than take trade. Develop my bishop, and then they build a pawn line as well. I got my queen up. They develop the bishop. They already castled. Okay. I don't I don't quite get it. I mean, here, yes, put the pawn, take the center, and then they mirror that. And I develop the bishop. Attacking the c7 square. That alone, I already don't know what they're up to. What that move is. Like, why bishop first? Why not knight first? Okay, seems like the sequence here doesn't matter as much. Like you can do bishop at f4 first, or you can do knight f3 first. It doesn't matter as much. That is how I gather. Okay, after the bishop, they get the knight out. Support the center, and then pawn out. Um, being able to get the light square bishop out, and then support the center pawn and also the bishop. Black start challenge. Instead of take the challenge, white push a pawn up to support it. And then they get the knight out. I got a different knight out. This is something that I don't understand as well. Like why not the other knight out first? Um before play e3. Gonna flip the board. After queen's move, that open the bishop to f4. Develop the bishop outside of the pawn chain first. Control e5. So control it here, develop the bishop, and pressure on c7. Pressure on c7. might be support with the king side attack. I guess I can directly take. And then knight f6. Pressure on e4, preparing for castle. Prepare on the e4. They are controlling here. And then prepare for castle. Okay, and then white doing this to support the e4 and open the dark square, open the light square, bishop, prepare for the solid structure. c5. Immediately challenge the white center. When opponent build a center, attack it. Black immediately challenge the center here. c3, white support d4 pawn, creating the famous London pawn triangle. Very solid, hard to break. In my opinion, I was thinking, why can't I take it? So let's say if I take it here, then if I take it here, then they have the move of moving forward and then take here. Or if I take, I lost the e-file pawn, like the center pawn here. And another thing they can do is that if they push to e5, well, I guess I can still take, but that would break the structure, of course. Let me double check. c5. When black plays c5, challenge the center. Why can't I take it? Because in that case, it released the black's center tension and often help black develop comfortably. What happens if white takes? Black usually respond with e6 or bishop c5. Black could respond with e6. They respond with e6 or bishop c5 or and then bishop c5. I don't have, like, this pawn will be undefined. After the e6, they open up to take it. I imagine I might support it here. Why keep tension can be useful. So it seems like the idea is just um, trying to keep the tension rather than resolve it. Because white is focusing on um, develop gradually rather than resolve the center. And it seems like that would help the black to develop. And then knight c6. So after e4, e5, bishop out, knight out, pawn move, and then what was the next step? C e3 c5, e3 c5. They directly challenge, and then I push the pawn to support it, and then I think they get the knight out. The downside of the pawn triangle, it's solid, but it's passive. Knight c6, knight c6. That's just develop the knight, pressure on d4, increase the center influence. And then knight d2. Supports e4, break later, reinforce center, keep flexible. Yeah, that's my question. Why knight d2 instead of knight f3 first? Because white may later want f pawn flexibility, e4 push prepare. They play d2 rather than f3. So what if they play knight f3 here? Well, I guess the bishop could come here, and then the queen will be pinned. Ah, I see. If they push the knight f3 first, then the black square bishop could come in and pin the knight to the queen, and then my queen is struggling to move, because if they move, then after the bishop take the knight, I'll have to take it with the g-file pawn, and then the g-file will be an open file that my king can't castle into anymore. But with the bishop d2 here, that's protecting the square first before developing the knight f3 to sort of prevent pin the knight to the queen. I didn't see this first. And then black play e6, support d5. Black play e6, support d5 and prepare for the dark square bishop coming out. Very classical Queen's Gambit style structure. And then knight f3, prepare for castle, and develop the knight. And then here. And then bishop d6, challenge white's active bishop. Then they challenge the bishop. If I take it, they can develop the queen. if I drop it back, they could take it, and then I would have to open the file on H. Bishop G3. Preserve bishop pair. The bishop still pointing towards king side. Help attacking challenge later. I guess I have a question. What if I play bishop g3 and then they directly take it, that I have to take it with my h-file pawn? Um, there's nothing else could take here, right? Yeah. Bishop take d6. Bishop take d6. Yeah, take their bishop. Normal would be bishop d3, and then castle. Bishop d3, bishop d3, and then castle. Wait, what's happened? And then queen e2, e4, rook e1. Yeah, I just try to figure out. So the mainland here, main line here is bishop drop to g3, and then that would be supported by my pawn. What if they're they just take me, and then I will have to take it with my pawn, and then that won't be as safe, especially if especially after that I um castle that like after I castling, this would be an open file that also I wouldn't have a rock here. So that is what I was worrying about and try to take a look. And the it seems like the next step would still be um the bishop out um and then castle. That feels very unsafe for me on the king side. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it when I actually play it in the game just to see. Um, but after from the beginning, that would be bishop out, controlling the center. They take their knight out, controlling the center, and pressure on e4. Push the pawn out, support the bishop, and then preparing for the light square bishop to get out. Um, they push the pawn here, immediately challenge the center rather than take and respond to it. That I push the pawn up, create the London system pawn line, and then after that, I think they got their knight out. I think the next step is the knight out. London system. Yep. They get the knight out, control the center, and then I develop my knight as well, and then being able to support f3 for my knight to get out so that I don't accidentally get pinned the knight to the queen. What they do is I think they push the e-file pawn, support the center, and also prepare for the bishop develop. And then I was here. I feel like my thought would just be take, though that would help them develop the queen by taking my bishop. I sort of feel more confident about that rather than yeah. And then after that, it seems like, well, my knight should already be out. I still they castle, and then I develop the light square bishop to control the center, and then what they do? They push this pawn up, and they create a queen's gambit system sort of pawn line, and then I think I am getting the queen up. Okay, still read a bit more. Black castle. Where were I? They challenged the bishop. The mainline is that they drop the bishop back using the h5 pawn to support it. Black castle, and then bishop d3. Just develop the bishop, control the center. attacking the king side. And then bishop d3, bishop d3. This move is just like prepare for knight e5 or queen f3, knight e5, knight e5, like here. It's protected by the pawn. Okay, that's fine. Knight e5 or queen f3, like queen goes to here. Why? Like, what is wait, is that what he intended? Like after knight here, that it's attacking here. I feel like that way would be better than attacking the 7. But oh, the knight here is always annoying. That they protected the h7. Otherwise, it should be easy for me to do this. Okay, I don't quite understand. What is like? What is the future ideas for? B6. Prepare for bishop b7. B6. Prepare for bishop b7 here. Why? Active bishop on the long diagonal. And then queen e2. Support the e4 push. Connect rocks. Queen e2. Support e4 push. And connect the rock. Support king's attack. Okay, so that is prepare for the e4 push. And then bishop b7. Bishop b7. Controlling long side. And that's all the move in the London system main line. Okay, let me see if I remembered it. Queen's pawn opening, black do the same, and then white active the bishop immediately. Black develop the knight, control the center. White push e5 pawn up to support the center pawn and the bishop. Black directly challenge the d5 pawn. Instead of resolving it, white push on c file to support the center pawn again. And then black develop the knight. Or do they develop the knight on that step? I think so. Okay, yeah. They developed the knight because that would push more pressure on the d4. Um, White developed the knight, preparing to get the other knight out. Um, Black pushed the pawn. Um, that be able to develop the dark square bishop, and then white get the knight out. Black develop the bishop. There are two ways. The main line say that bishop drop back, and then the black with castle. Well, what I feel like I want to do is white take the bishop and then let them take and develop the queen. And then next step, I reckon I'll develop the bishop to the center. That was still the main line. And then they castle. And then I get my queen up, um, preparing for the e-file push, or doing anything with the bishop here. Black push the b-file pawn, preparing for the um, bishop development. I feel like at this point I can do castle. And then they develop the bishop here. That's long into the middle game. I think that's everything. With what I have done, it seems like I've gained myself a step. Yeah, because by the end, they're the queens. You didn't take it. Yes. I've learned a long time study the Linden system. Um, I might not play that long for puzzle for today. They push the pawn. Um, can I see a way to win the game? Queen go here would be nice. Um, but this is a light square bishop. But I can't go there because there's nothing protecting it. I have a queen out. The both rock is stuck here. Bishop also not developed. King in the open file. This is a great setup for the black. How is it so bad? Their bishop is on the long diagonal attacking here. Queen is watching, aligning with the rock, watching on the d7. They have another rock here. This this is quite bad. I don't have to go to here. I can go to there, and that would be a winning position. This is a quite interesting spot to be in. Like, black has down so many material. and so many pieces that is undeveloped, but still, like, white end up in that position, allowing black to win. It's just hilarious. White move rock to g2, attacking the rock here. With black, I guess that is setting up for this. They move the knight, attacking the rock here. Though the queen is watching on here, well protected by the pawn. Okay, today's puzzle is relatively easy. Yeah, I'll play a few more puzzles. Find the best move for white. Black took my rock on the open file. They've also have a knight controlling these squares. They have a queen here attacking the pawn and also controlling on this side. Also, this pawn is under attack. It's protected by my rock, so that's fine. Knight here, a little stacked, but also if they get their rock out, that they could have their queen aligned and attacking here. With white, bishop is controlling these diagonal. Queen is here. I feel like I've came across this a few times, that my queen is stuck on the side, that I don't have as much movement. I have a rock here that could take this rock unprotected. I have a knight here that is controlling the center, and the two space their knight could go. Could also go here, that would attack the queen, but that is also controlled by their knight. That is the side. I feel like queen take the rock would give them a check. And then after the king move, I could take their rock, give them another check. Okay, I didn't see this move. At least that is a free piece. Their rock took my rock and then attacking my rock. I can take it, but they can also take back with their bishop and also attacking my knight at the same time. That would just be a trade. Will be down pieces, and also they have one pawn that is about to develop to a promote to a queen. They are also under attack. If I directly take it here, they can even win my rock after this. I'll be down a piece. That's not ideal. Can I involve the rock into somewhere that will give the king a check? to save my rock. I can't see a way, honestly. Can I involve my knight to stop this? I also didn't see a way. I mean, I could get to here and then take either, but if they take it with the bishop, then I take it with my knight, and then they take my knight. That would, I would be down pieces during this exchange. I need a hint. They think I should. But no matter what, they have enough time. Well, I guess I can try to poke. Wait, I don't understand. I guess I can get my king involved to prevent this. I see. Okay, they jump their knight. Could be attacking here. They also have a rock watching here and a queen controlling the side. I have a bishop and the queen. And a rock on this as well. What would be a good move for the black? If I can move the bishop and then get rid of this pawn, well, I can't take it here because the queen is watching. Yeah. Or if I can manage to get rid of this rock, queen take, king take, and this file is controlled, and then if I can move my rock to this file, then that would be it. Cool. I think that's enough puzzle. Yeah, I'm going to play some game. Wish me good luck. But I'm going to run to the bathroom first. Okay, so if I play as white, I will play London system, and if I play as black, I will try to play French. Okay, black. I'll play French. What was the song? I don't think I've seen this variation. I feel like that. Wait, they playing London system, aren't they? Okay, interesting. If I push on the D pawn, they can directly take, and then that I will be losing things. With the French defense, I mean, I mean to play here. Um, but if I don't, maybe I will play here. They are likely to do this, so I can control here, or I can wait until they do this, and then develop the bishop. So in this case, I might get my knight out first, and if they push it here, I'll drop my knight again. Wait, I didn't see this before. It's interesting. Now this file is open, I have to be aware. They can move their queen. Oh, but also that will be controlled by my knight. If they push it here, my knight will move. I can't control there. They push it here, protected the center pawn. I feel like now maybe it is a good time for me to challenge the center. They close it and also attack my knight. I feel like maybe if I drop her back, then unfortunately I can't. That would block my bishop. I can still develop on the king side and then just like um push it and then develop my light square bishop the other way. Or yeah, where my knight should go. Depends on which way I want to develop. I might jump either way. Here could be nice because I could still control the center, and then they would have to push this further as well to close the position. With a here, that basically just undo my move. They close it here. I'm gonna challenge it on this way, and then maybe take it here if they do take. And then yeah, I'm going to develop my bishop on this diagonal. Maybe I can stop the king from castle. They develop the knight, control the center. I can do the same. And then I reckon I'll develop the bishop. But that would just poke them, if they castle on this move, that would just poke them to move the rock to the center. And that's actually not doing a favor to me. And my queen is sort of stuck. I feel like, yeah, I should have developed my bishop first, because that was a really good check I can get. With now, I might just controlling here and then our castle. I might also do this, just to preventing the knight goes here. They develop the bishop, um, putting more pressure here. I don't know why, but I'm gonna push the pawn here first. And this is unprotected. Um, After that, I'm gonna castle and then get my rock to here. They are aiming for this. It's currently unprotected, so get the knight involved. Still, this is not protected, so if they queen attack it here, I feel like I would just drop back. And then I feel like my knight could go here. And that would be maybe goes there. They are putting the queen here, spreading here. I'm not exactly sure what they're up to, but I mean, can I can get my, because bishop here is not smart because that is controlled by the knight. With my knight, I can't actually punish it. Oh, actually, because the queen is not immediately attacking anything, and if the knight comes here, that will still be here, and I can trade the knight first, and then yeah. So what I'm thinking is that with the knight take here, if they take it with the knight, I can still take it with my rock. And I will be winning a pawn during the progress. And then after that, I can take the pawn here because that will be hanging. And then attacking the queen here. After they take it here, there won't be pieces protecting here. And if they don't, I feel like it's relatively, what did they take? They take it here. With things it can reach. My king is under attack. I can take the queen with my knight. Next step, I feel like maybe get the rock back, and I think it's safe to start to think about how to check the king. Could be nice to get my knights away and then let the bishop controlling that square. if my knight moves to here, they can directly take. But I can move my knight here. Oh, maybe I should take it first. But if they push, my knight can still take it. That would be fine. With this knight, I feel like I might just drop it back here. Because I don't want to take it. If I take it here, then they can take it back, and then king would have another space to move to. And now this is controlling here. Could get my queen up, and then just aiming for this. And then I could start to get my knight involved. Okay. And even though they move their knight, I guess my it's still controlling there. They jump the knight back, protecting this pawn. It will be helpful if I can get my bishop involved on this diagonal to check it. To do that, I feel like with it on this diagonal and then pushing the pawn here. Or even I can push the pawn up. I can push the queen up. And then get a diagonal here. They are protecting the pawn, and I reckon the next step would be push the pawn. That's a check. That also leave a skip square for them. They use the knight to stop. That also means that their rock is attacking the pawn here. How to protect it? And well, I can push it further, so there will be knight protecting it. And also it can't be that after I take. Maybe now it's time to get my knight involved as well. I can get my knight involved and take here. With that, maybe I will get, they are trying to do this. So get my pawn up. If they push it here, I'll take it. Other than that, I'll get the rock pointing to here and then get my knight involved. What else can I do? So if I do this and then they push it here, oh, I guess I can take it with the bishop. And then after, if they take it on here, I can take it with queen. And even though that lost the pin here, that should be fine. Okay, they moved the pin. I can start to attack here. They have 1, 2 protector. I have 2 attackers, so be nice to involve another. They are attacking here more. I feel like I might not be able to protect it, and then after they align the both rocks, my queen will be attacked. But also I can involve another protector as well. And that is currently not, this bishop is currently not doing anything. So I have 2 protector here as well. And then for the pawn here, that after I bring it up, I have 1. Okay, they did that. That means I can't take it here. Okay, they might just aiming for push it here. And if in that case, if I push it here, attack the rock, they could take it with the knight. If they do, I'll take it with my queen and then taking here. And if they don't, if they just move their rock, then I can either move it to make it a queen, or I can do something else. So that sounds like a good step. And then what else? I can move my bishop to here and then control that file. They are doing that. I might drop it back first. Controlling here. Would be nice to get my bishop involved. They also move it that way. I'm gonna move my knight. It should be fine if I move it there. I'm getting my bishop involved to here. Also could start to push the queen to the end file. Oh, my bishop could directly take the rock there. I'll get my knight involved. That will be unprotected. Maybe I'll do here. If they take, well, they can't take, but I can trade. Run out of time. So annoying. So annoying. Visit here. I think this is not a common line. Actually, I'm gonna review this game and see. They think I should take it with the default form. I don't understand why, because I still want to challenge them with the default form. Yeah, I thought that as well. Like the bishop would be the best, because that would stop them from. Wait, I have an opportunity to checkmate the king. They said instead of doing that, I should take it here. That would check the king. And then king would have to move. And I guess I can check the queen. I can take the queen here. And then, okay. Or actually, after a take here. Oh no, that is already a checkmate. Yes, I missed the checkmate. Okay. And see here, I could have just like take it here. That would be trade a bishop for a rock. Uh, could have done better, but oh well. Have another game. Okay, I'll try to be faster. I'm still white, so I'm white. I'll try to play London system. They play it here. I think my move is the bishop here. That is, they are doing this move. If I take, they take, I can take their queen, so and then I'll do this. They might push it here. I reckon I'll drop back. Yes. That is not the linear system that I was thinking. They get the knight out. Maybe I should think more and where to drop. Yeah, maybe there should be better. If I drop it to here, they can't open. I mean, for this one, maybe long castle is good. So I reckon maybe here is good. And then I'll develop the knight. They push it here. I'm not exactly sure what are they intended. So I'll develop the knight, control the center. They pin the knight to the king. I could try to prevent it. And then I'll do long castle. So the knight here is still relatively good because that's preventing all the square that knight could go. Long castle, leave escape square here. They moved the rock. I think they might be intended for this. But don't have to worry because that is protected by the bishop so far. Get the knight out. They trying to attack the knight. I have a open file for me to go. And that would check the king as well. They push it here. Maybe aiming for this. Not 100% sure. That would be a check. And then my rook is controlling here. King only have these two squares to go. They push the pawn up. Okay. I feel like develop my bishop and then put the pawn here. That could try to attack the knight. They get the knight out to here. Well, in that case, maybe it is not as safe to develop the knight on the other way. Maybe I can give king a check. That doesn't give me anything. If I can chip away some pawns, that would be nice. With a here, maybe I will get double my pawn here, double my rock here. Okay. Are they intended to get my pawn here? If so, I will protect it here. So what are they intended? They are also attacking these squares. No, attacking these squares. Maybe they can go here to attack my bishop, but I can move my bishop as well. I just realized after they move, I could have moved the bishop to there. Um, well, this could give them a check first. Well, in that case, actually, it's not safe. After I move it here, they could have pushed the pawn here, and then I can't do anything about it. But after I do this, they can just take it and control the open file. If I let them take me, that would actually be better because the position would be better. I can move my bishop to a knight square, preventing them from push further, and then I can move my bishop here. So now I don't have to worry about they push it here. And if they do push it here, maybe I can even get my bishop to here. And then they could take it here. Okay, they attack my rock, but like I said, if I do this, that would pin the knight to the king. And then I could do this to check. And okay, with it here, maybe I will push the pawn. They move the knight back, attacking the bishop here. If I move my bishop to here, then if they take, I can still take it with my pawn, or even take it with rock, depends on what I want, and then that could come with a check. Yeah. And now I've just realized my rock could be in danger. So it would be nice to move it. Next step. Yeah, they could have taken it, but they didn't. So I'm gonna move my rock to save square. And then what am I gonna do? I feel like taking the pawn here and start to chipping away their pawn would be nice. Okay, they move it that way. That's actually interesting because I am actually thinking about doing this. Wait, I could do this, and then that would actually be, so this is controlled by my bishop, and then here is controlled by my pawn. And then, but after I go there, the king would have to go there. And then, well, that doesn't actually give me anything. But instead, if I go here, that would at least allow me to start to take the pawn here. Well, I'll give it a check first. And then I might push it up here, but also they have two pieces that could take. Well, I guess now is the time to do the pawn push. Okay. Drop back. And then prepare for maybe the move there. After they take, I can take. Currently this is a quite strong square. Okay, they push it here. Can't do any further, so don't actually care. But after I take it, I goes here, they take, I take. I reckon that could be good, and then I can start to push it here, and then detour it from here. And then I will get my king up as well. I think they are aiming for it to go further. If they push one, I take, they, I guess they can take it back from here, but I can also take here. But if they push it here, I take, they take. Yeah, I feel like I should just put more on here. Okay, now it's time to check. This is the only safe square they can go. Then I can't do it. Oh, actually, they block it with knight. Okay, interesting. And now the square is unprotected, so I can detour it. After they take, I take it here. And then it's definitely fair for me to do this now. Okay, they start to protect the pawn there. So I reckon I'll do this next. Maybe I can do this first. That would watch the pawn there. If I goes here, knight take, I can still take with a check. And then what? Maybe I'll leave it like this. Actually take this first. Resolve it first. And then, okay. They are trying to attack it. Or drop it to protect it here. And then if I push it here, oh, I could have pushed it first because the king will have to resolve. Now I missed a chance. Because that would be unprotected. Yeah. Maybe I can do this. And then I can try to take the knight. And then I'll need to think of a way they try to attack here. No. Actually, I'll trade first. That's actually not smart. Ugh. Oh, it was so difficult. I wonder should I change it back to the 1510, because in that case I can at least have more time. I'm definitely struggle with time. And there have been a few nice moves that I could have done, but I didn't. Have enough time to think about it. Yeah, I'll switch it to 1510. White. Try to play London system. Pawn, and then bishop out, and then pawn push. Okay, they attacking my center. I feel like with the pawn push here, that should be fine. And if they do this, it's also sort of fine to take it. Okay, they get the bishop out, attacking the square here. That should be fine. What should be the next move? I feel like now I can't push it because the knight could be under attack. So I reckon I will do um what's the move? I'll do knight out first. No, knight out this way first, and then push the pawn. Mm, Also, they could be aiming for here. Also, they're trying to get the queen involved, preparing for long castle, and then the bishop will be, the rook will be automatically here. With it here, um, doing it here would also preventing this, so that could still work. But also with their bishop here, I guess now it's not that easy for me to develop the bishop here. So I'll get my knight out first. They get the knight out. I wonder, are they aiming for this? I would push the pawn first, just preventing, because they are also aligning up on this way as well. All their pieces are protected. With this now here, are they preparing to get their bishop out? I feel like they are likely to get it out here. If I move my knight here first, they're likely to take it with a knight, and then I take it with a bishop, and then once they get the bishop out to here, I could have taken the knight. Well, in that case, that would be equal after my bishop take. And if they develop the bishop to here, then I take, they take, that would still be a equal trade. If I take it here, and then they take it with pawn, that they would have an open file. But they would also, well, now it's very awkward that I can't get my bishop to here. I can get it to here, but then they can easily push it here. I guess I can also drop back because they already castle on the side, so now I can get my queen to here as well. Okay, they do. The original line is moved to here, protecting by this. I could also move it to here. If they take, I'll take it with my rock. Or I could have move to here, pin the knight to the rock. See, they could easily take it here, and then my bishop might need to drop as well. What do I want to do? I might just do this. Because if I take it, queen take, that will break the pin here. And also queen is protecting the knight. With it here, they could, well, also, if I take the knight here, they will have to take, and that will be open file for them. So it's actually benefit them. In that case, I might just drop, and they might push it here, and I might just, well, ugh. Damn, if I drop it back to here, that will be the same issue, with I have to take it here. That struggle. They have two pieces. Well, in that case, I feel like take it would be better. Okay, so now the pen is gone. I could move my queen up first, controlling this, and then get it back. That would be an equal trade. Here could be nice. See if they trade or not. Okay, they get the knight out first. That's actually benefit me, because now they can't, queen can't take it, so I can go here and actually win a piece that have larger value. Yeah, I am thinking about this move. Their knight really shouldn't go there, because that solved my issue. Yeah, that space is not controlled by anything. So now if I can't manage to win pieces, it's fair to just like trade down, and then I'll eventually get advantage. With next step, maybe I'll get knight involved. Yeah, my knight here could be a good place. At some point, it would be nice to castle. They threaten to break my pawn line. I think they realized the blunder, because I can take the queen here, give them a check. What was the London mainline again? They get the night out, but they didn't, and they also didn't challenge. But with these, push the pawn here will be the next step, and then knight, and then two knight, and then it will be the dark square bishop and light square bishop. It's fairly solid, I have to say. They get the knight out first, but with my original next step, that's protected. This was the only unexpected. I almost pushed the pawn here, and then that would trigger a trade for the knight and the bishop. So I move the knight first, and then move the pawn. And then get the knight out. Yeah, so that's a fair game. Black. Try to play French. I can't play French, I guess. I guess I can still try to play French by moving this out. Or even get my bishop out first and then move it here. Instead of doing that, they actually get it to here. I'm not 100% sure what exactly are they intended, but I reckon I'll get my bishop out and then push it here. After this step, I reckon, yeah, they're attacking, and this would also solve the issue here. If they don't support here, I'm gonna get my knight out and then attack the center. And I could even do this. Okay, they support it here. I feel like it's still fair for me to get the knight out, because I can also do this. I wonder does it even worse doing this. It's not worth it, because all the other like pieces are controlled. Okay, bishop out, try to pin the knight to the king. I'll get my queen out. This that will pin the knight to the queen. I don't like it, because after I do this, that will protect the knight, controlling the white center, and then also I can prepare for my castle, even though that might block the bishop to get out. But still, that also make this available. Okay, so now where the knight could go is controlled by my queen, which is good. And then, okay, they get their knight out, blocking the sort of empty square. It's fair for me to castle now. And I reckon, so they don't have a light square bishop anymore. I feel like they could push it here to get their bishop active. I feel like having the knight out to control here would be nice. Control the center would be nice. With the bishop, where should I go? Was it here that it's controlling these diagonal? And if I goes to here, that would control these diagonal. I feel like probably this is generally better, simply because it's control more squares, and also if the knight come out, that my bishop could take. No, my opponent was disconnected. Okay, they move the knight. That means they could be aiming for these squares. With it here that is controlled. Here is controlled, so they could go there, but that doesn't threaten anything. And with my knight here, they could that could just directly take it if they go there. And then my next step, I wonder, can I sort of poke the queen, attack the queen? They might push it here. Oh, they did that before I do anything. I can get my, but if I get it here, I have to move the knight. And currently the space that my knight could move to, these are controlled by their knight, and this is controlled by their pawn. So I can't actually do anything about it. Another thing, I could move my queen to here, just to stop them from castle, and then the queen can't come out. I think I like it. And then where should I move? Okay. Are they proposing a queen trade? I take either knight could take it, and then they could castle. But I can take it here, just remove a protecting pawn, and if they take me, that is not as good. Yeah, I feel like take would be better, and then I can take here. They could have do this to block me. And then there will be take. Could also get the bishop out. Okay. They move the knight this way. They could be aiming for here. That would check my king. They could be here, doesn't do anything. Here could also be a check. Yeah, I feel like I would move the king here, and no matter what they take, I can take it back. And then they drop back, aiming for my bishop. I could drop back either way, so which way do I want to drop? I can drop it back here, just like trying to take their other knight. Here will be controlled. For here, they can push it here. Here won't be controlled as much, and with the same here. I feel like I'm gonna poke their knight as well. They move it back that way. And I feel like at this point, I could completely drop back to here. I could also completely drop back to here. Depends on which way I think they would castle. I think they would castle this way, so yeah, drop it here would be nice. And that's also blocking their way of moving their knight. Though I do have to realize my king could get the back rank checkmate. Here could be fine. Just blocking it. I don't have as much advantage. So, okay. That could be good. So I reckon I need to remove this pawn. So use a pawn to remove it would be nice. Probably this way to remove it. So okay, they move the knight to control the center. I feel like what they might be aiming for is these two squares attack my bishop. Well, if they do, if they do go there, my other bishop is controlling there, so that should be fine. And also, it's start to approaching the end game, so I feel like with it here preventing it could be good. They could go to there, but that doesn't actually do anything. So I would prevent them to do this. And then I will still push on here. Try to remove this pawn here, and then I could go here, win a bishop. Okay, knight goes this way. Well, if they take it here, I'll take it here. I feel like that's fine. I reckon I'll still push on here. Okay, they move back. So now it's my plan. Well, I guess a problem would be they don't take it. So if I take, they take here, that would still be unavailable for me. They might just create a tension there. If they do, what can I do? I mean, I could start to get the bishop involved and then push it onto here. And then if they take, I can take it with my bishop and then going here to trade down pieces. Okay. They attacking here, but my king could directly take it, so that should be fine. I reckon I will start to come back here, control a bit of center. Okay. What are they up to? Are they protecting here or are they protecting here? Or I don't know. But after this, issue, what if they don't take it? They resign. if I goes here, I have a miss. Probably can't see it without the... Oh well, I'm probably gonna go back. I'll play another game. Black, French. Next step should be here. See what they do. Okay. They get the bishop here. So if I do push this after take, I will be down piece. So with that, I reckon so get my knight out, they push, I jump, they take, I have to take, their pawn could push further, and then that's actually not great for me. With me go to here, that could try to take their, attack their piece, and then I could push the pawn here. If they're gonna resolve there, maybe having it here could be nice. I'll lose both of my center pawn. I don't want to do that. I'm struggle with what to do here. They get the knight out, protecting the center. I feel like that might be aiming for here. With it there. But after they do this, they will have to attack her. Even if I take it here, that will still... I'll still lose pieces. Maybe I shouldn't get the bishop out. Well, I'm gonna get my knight out first. So if they do it here, at least I can take their center pawn. Okay, they didn't do that. But they do push it here, so this could be in danger. I'm just gonna push it to prevent it. And then feel like now it's safe to get the knight out. Control the center. Okay, knight out. Not sure what they intended. With all the squares that the knight could go, oh well, here could be annoying. I would have to take it there. Was here, I guess my king could take. With it here, the bishop could take, here the pawn could take also. That would help develop the knight. I can move my queen. So that I don't... And next, I might push this pawn up, attack the knight there. Okay, they get their other knight out, controlling the center. And I feel like I'll push here, chase away the knight. And then get my knight out. Here is currently unprotected, and with knight here, they can't develop the pawn here. I could bring my knight to this square. Okay, they jump it back. I'm gonna develop my knight. They castling. Yeah, probably castle as well. Okay, so currently all their pieces are protected. Oh, and now I can't go there. A bit annoying. But what if I do go there after they take me? That would also open the file for the queen. Well, I guess I'll probably stay it like this for now. To get my bishop out, I feel like push it here, get it out this way. But also they could directly take it. They jump it here. I could go there. My knight could go there. Oh, my knight would be unprotected. Well, I can push it here. And then my bishop will control here. And then I can move my knight there as well. Actually, I like it. I can also do this because now their pawn is pinned to the king. And then with me doing this, the queen have to move. And then I can get my knight here, do this, and then fork them. They are trying to take my queen. If I take it here, then they can take it this way, and then my queen can't, will be struggle to come out. But currently there is no urgent, because my step was doing it here, and then yeah, in that case I don't want to lose my light square bishop. In that case, what am I gonna do? I might drop it back because my plan was goes there, attacking the queen, and then queen have to move, and then my knight could go there, and then walk their piece. I feel like I need to drop my knight first. Queen can't go here because it's controlled. queen can't go here because that would block the bishop. Queen could go to here, but that means they can go there. Take that. Or even take this. I mean, queen gold here would be better. At least my next step was here, and that will still open the file. So I reckon I'll go back. And now I can't go there because the knight is there. So I do have to move the knight. To move the knight and not losing my piece. How to do that? This is only square it could go, but that would also block. And then I could go here. Attack the bishop. What else can I do? I mean, currently I'm still in the middle game, and all the pieces are on the board. Ideally, I guess I don't want to do this. Well, I guess they choose for me. Feel like next step. Okay, I thought next step would be this. They are attacking my rock. If they do, I can move my king, so that should be fine. So I was thinking about this. Attacking the queen. It's not much thing I can do about it, so. After they take, I'll take back with my queen. And then I'll get my bishop out. Okay, okay. They get the knight out. Attacking my knight or the space. If I don't take it, they take me. That would be a fork. If I take it, here, they can take back, and then that could be. Oh, also, if I do that, wait, let me think. If I do this first, and then they take me, that would be a check. So I will have to resolve it, which means I will need to take it. And if they take it here, I'll push this. I'll push this up. Also, this is hanging. They attack it here. Are they thinking about taking it? And then the queen could take here. Well, in that case, I could push it up here. So if they take it here, I'll take here. Well, I guess they can also take it. They can also take it here. If I goes here, that would be mate in one, right? Yeah, that would be mate in one. Oh, fortunate. Okay, I have one blunder. Gonna review it to see what can I do better. Yeah, I haven't seen this for before. Okay, these could be dangerous. I could have moved my knight back. Maybe I should have do this, just to control the squares they could go. But that won't work as much because they can just drop back and then do this. Maybe I could have gone to there and then after the move the queen, I can move my rock here to protect. But that's today. I've learned London system today, and I played a few puzzles and um, try to play London system when I was play as white, and French defense when I play as black. And it was fun. I will still try to practice on London system and French defense and see what other variation that I come across. That will be some of the next week. Thank you so much for watching and hope you have a good weekend. I'll see you next week.